Vicki Ruiz and Virginia Sanchez Korrol have been close friends for 20 years. They're both history professors on opposite coasts who share a deep desire to tell the stories and accomplishments of Latinas. So in 1998, Ruiz, a Mexican-American, and Sanchez Korrol, a Puerto Rican, started an ambitious project, writing Latinas in the United States, an historical encyclopedia. At the awards dinner, political journalist Ragita Durgam said the two-volume reference work creates a vigorous account of an overlooked history, profiling women in every walk of life who both traversed and transgressed the cultural conventions of their times.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Women's eNews, and buenas noches a todos. We are delighted to be here, and I don't want to repeat this, but we are so humbled. We actually came because we wanted to meet these awesome women. How about these women? They're fantastic. And we are so delighted to be counted among them. Our work began almost 8 years ago, and what we wanted to do was to document the history of Latinas in the United States. That was an awesome task in its own right, because that includes 500 years of history. That means documenting the contributions and the roles of Puerto Ricans, Mexican Americans, Dominicans, Central Americans, and other Latin Americans or people of Latin American heritage who have made this nation what it is today. What we wanted to do was not only to change the content of what we teach our youth and our young people in colleges. What we wanted to do was to set the record straight. And I think the Latina Encyclopedia and Latina Legacies are doing just that. What we wanted to do was to raise the consciousness of America and the world to the diversity of the Latina experience, to its longevity, and to the fact that it is indeed a Latina experience, an American experience at that. We want to thank Women's eNews for acknowledging our work, because in acknowledging our work, it's not just us. It's hundreds of scholars who have been working at revising and reiterating the history of our country in this very, very innovative and very important way. Someone said that truth is found in education, and we agree.
I know they've become like sisters, but there's two people to speak, so there you are.
We'd like to thank Betsy Wade for the wonderful nomination. Also, Women's eNews Network, which is now the website, has become my personal morning tonic for what I read and listen to on the daily news. We are storytellers, and I want to give a little bit of specifics about Latina history by one court case. It came out of a 1940s Hollywood movie. Pretty Rosie the Riveter meets dashing coworker. He goes off to fight for their country. He comes back. They fall in love. They want to get married. Credits roll. Well, this romance sparked a landmark California Supreme Court case, because you see, Andrea Perez was Mexican-American. Sylvester Davis was African-American. The Los Angeles County Clerk refused to give them a marriage license. They went to a progressive Catholic organization. Believe it or not, Dan Marshall represented them, and he argued to the California Supreme Court that because they were both Catholic, that the denial of a marriage license was a violation of their freedom of religion and was a violation of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. The California Supreme Court in 1948 agreed, becoming the first state court to rule an anti-miscegenation law unconstitutional. Earl Warren was governor of California, and 19 years later, he would preside over the landmark Loving versus Virginia case. Bettis versus Sharp is an unacknowledged precedent for that case. And at a time when the Cold War and red baiting was making hash out of progressive causes in California, Bettis versus Sharp stood as a sentinel for a larger civil rights movement to come. These are the stories and the stories that we capture in our work. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.